everybody, Jason Shadrick here with PremierGuitar.com, and we are here with guitarist, bassist, drummer, real estate mogul, Keller Williams.
It's a buyer's market, man. It's a buyer's market. Yeah, let me know if you're looking. I can hook you up.
So we are here at one of your solo shows where you do kind of your looping setup, and we're going to walk through kind of how you do what you do when it comes to the loops. But first, let's talk about the instruments you bring out. So let's start here first with this Martin you have.
Yeah, this is the A game. This is like a 2000, I think 2001. I don't know the year. HD 28, and it's my baby. It's got the low end of a beast, and I love it. I've got another one, exact same model, exact same make, everything, and it sounds completely different. You know, this one, for some reason, is just
has some mojo. It
has some mojo to it. The other one I've taken and used as an experimental guitar. There's like 4 inputs on it. There's a synth pickup on it. There's like a little piezo tap pickup you get the vibration on, and then there was even a one for like an electric mag pickup in there. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about cutting it in half and making a thin body out of it, but that's kind of in the thought process. But not this one. This one is the baby, and I have a hard time, you know, drilling into this one anymore, so I don't.
You don't want to mess with it too much to,
right.
You know.
That's what the other experimental HD28 is for, is for experimenting.
All right, let's take a look at your other acoustic guitar you have sitting back here on the stand.
Yeah, as I said about cutting a guitar in half, right now I'm in this crazy thin body phase right now, and I did a search online, and I found this website with just hundreds of thumbnail pictures of these thin body guitars, and it said Acoustic SG, $180 on Amazon, and
sold.
I bought it. And the only words that are written on it is made in China. Mm-hmm. And it's got, you pan over to this pickup here, it's just like a regular, that's like an $18 pickup. You can see this right here. And it's huge. It's just with the thin body and being what it is, it's not supposed to sound as big as it does, at least in my opinion. And that's the only reason it's here and I fly with it, is because it's so thin and it fits over the overhead, and it fits in a gig bag, and it's got this huge bottom end that's unfathomable. And I'm thinking about dropping a synth pickup in that one as well, but I'm not quite there yet. I'm thinking that it's worthy of one.
Mm-hmm. So between the night, these are your 2 acoustic guitars you bring. When do you switch back and forth?
Usually I will start the set out in some kind of crazy alternative tuning. Mm-hmm. And then when I'm done with that set of songs, then I'll pass this off and go to that. And sometimes when we're frustrated, we won't run this guitar wireless, and we just think it always sounds better with the wire. But we're using Sennheiser wireless stuff, and sometimes we'll run this in a wire, and I'll walk out with that one in an alternative tuning, and then go to this one. But basically, it's pretty much right now a backup, and you know, something to go to while this one's being tuned out of an alternative tuning. Cool.
All right, let's walk over here and take a look at your bass.
This is the Mexican Fender road-worn model. It's a year or 2 old, but made to look like it's from, you know, long ago. It's really cool, and I didn't order a road-worn, but I ordered the P-Bass reissue. And it got to my house and I wasn't there, and it went back to the factory and it was damaged, and somehow they were out of stock of those, but they had lots of these. And so they sent this one back, and I put flat wounds on it, and you know,
get that old school sound.
Yeah, I'm a white guy, you know.
And every little bit helps.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I just the flats and that low thuddy subby bass, man, I just love that. I just don't really, for me personally, my own personal taste, that the more high-end, more defined bass lines, you know, it's not really for me. I'm more the sub, feel it in your pants type, and I really get that from this bass, you know, running direct, flat wounds, and no trouble whatsoever.
Yeah, and you mentioned, we should also mention that you have no amps on stage.
Right.
Everything's run direct.
Mm-hmm.
So before we talk about how you deal with that problem or that advantage, let's walk over here to your other guitar that you have on a stand.
This is made by Tommy Rodriguez out of Richmond, Virginia, and he makes classical guitars, more of the nylon string, big, thick classical guitars with no strap pegs and no pickups.
Mm-hmm.
He's really amazing guitar maker. It's tomato red P90 pickups. This is the first weekend out with this. I just had this installed, the synthesizer pickup, and these two. This is the patch bay up down. Volume, tone, pickup, and this is the volume for the synthesizer pickup, and this is the synthesizer pickup here. And my guy who put it in, his name is Tom Schiff out of Fredericksburg, and what he did was he had to route all this out. He had to make this hole bigger, and he made this plate to fit over, just like Tommy Rodriguez would have made it. But this is the first weekend with the synthesizer pickup in it. So my friend Judy, who had this commissioned, once I guess Barack Obama got elected, and she gave this guitar to me. And then once Barack Obama got elected for the second term, I actually picked it up and started to play it. And I realized it's incredible. It's an incredibly made guitar, and I love it dearly, and I've been using it with my new funk band. And this new synthesizer pickup is a wonderful addition, and it's strong. And I want to say that these frets might be a little bit spaced further apart. Electric guitar made by a guy who makes classical nylon string guitars. So it's a real strong guitar, but it's really lightweight and awesome. Tommy Rodriguez.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then finally, to round out your one-man band, we have your drum setup here.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little about the hand drum here.
This is the Roland Hand Sonic. This is my second one. The first one went all around the world and slammed on the pavement a few times, and it always does me right, And it's I use all the factory presets in it, and lots of space, the more space you have on the pads, then the less room for error. There's a lot of really great drum samplers, but the pads are real tiny, and it's kind of hard to,
Like a typewriter.
get to, especially after 2 cocktails. So the wider the pads, the better, at least for me.
Excellent. So now let's finally get to kind of the main part of your rig here, the pedals and how you hook all this stuff up to make it come out as one big sound. So walk us through how you kind of control all the instruments and give us a little demonstration of the different sounds you can get.
Absolutely. This is the Roland RC300, and this is the second weekend for this rig. I used the Gibson Echoplex for many years. Before that was the Lexicon Jam Man, and before that was some DoD delay pedal. It was really tricky. But this one is really interesting, and like I said, it's very new to the rig. So we are running this into, if you go over there, see over there, that's a little dock station for the Mackie iPad mixer. So what we do is we run everything into that iPad mixer, and then run the RC300 into an aux send, and then control the loops that way. And so this has its own channel, the loop channel. But once you get into this thing, it's really cool because the way we have it hooked up, I can do so many different things with this. But normally I would put the bass on track 3, put like vocal, guitar, percussion, everything on track 2, and drums on track 1. And then once everything's going, I could drop the drums out and drop the bass out and play a little solo along with the rhythm section, and then drop everything back in, kind of rocking that DJ formula. And that just makes for a really fun time for me on stage, and that's kind of what it's all about.
Show us a little bit about how you would loop with your guitar here.
Sure. there's that. There's the original loop, and then with this thing you can start and stop, and then I think it goes right back at the top once you bring it on back, and then you take it on over to the bass. Got that on off switch there. And I'll put the bass on a different track right here. So this thing is so cool that you can just, drop the bass out anytime and bring it on back, drop out the other one, and take it on over to the rhythm section here. Got a little marimba patch. Now this is the tricky part with this setup, is a little bit of a stretch to get over to the thing like this. So that's set up and fun. I've got my my microphone on an on-off switch, so when you're doing loops like this, everything will just come back through this microphone and kind of get caught in the loop and be a bit of a distraction, at least for me, at least into the music. But now that this is going, you lay down a little drum beat. So that's happening. Now go over to the pedals. I love the Mutron. I love that the Mutron is just that's my favorite pedal. I think it's that that auto wah type of,
Like Jerry Garcia.
very much like Jerry Garcia. He's a huge influence, and I can't seem to get away from that pedal. That's just, I love that pedal. But
And tell me a little bit about why you have. I know you have a Boss Digital reverb and a TC Hall of Fame reverb.
yeah, at one time I was enjoying this, doing this crazy effect with the backwards delay on the line 6, and I had it set up to where once you hit the backwards delay, it would kind of go like you couldn't really hear the original going into it, but the way we had it set up at one time, the acoustic guitar was run straight through the Hall of Fame, and then that went straight to the board, and then all the rest of the effects went into an aux end. And so the Hall of Fame, I was getting this really cool modulated reverb that you could hear first before it went into the backwards line 6, and it came out all weird and psychedelic, and I like that. But we have it all set up now to where they're both kind of in play.
And then we also have the Ibanez Tube Screamer here for kind of your overdrive stuff, I imagine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then tell me a little bit. So you have these Boss switches over here that kind of turn on and off each one.
Yep.
And then tell me about the volume, the EB volume pedal here.
Yeah. This is kind of like left over from the setup with when we had all the effects run through an aux end. So I have the dry signal on the yellow left side is the dry signal, and the right side turns it off to get the tuner, be a silent tuner there. But I could also roll in the effects without the dry signal. Let's see. But the cool thing is when I'm playing or singing and I want to roll in some effects over top of the dry signal without totally encompassing the entire mix. So the dry signal is here, and then I can kind of roll in some effects nice and slow with this side here.
Crazy.
That's what that's for.
Cool. And then behind us here, you have another little toy, a
Yeah.
Korg Chaosilator, and I imagine that's just kind of for fun times, huh?
This is a poser's dream right here. This thing is so awesome. You can set the scale and the key and the tap tempo, and it really, if you set the right key and the right scale, there's no wrong notes. It's awesome. I love this thing.
And it's hooked into the looper as well, so you can loop.
Absolutely, yeah. And there's 99 patches, and
That should be a song, 99 Patches.
a bitch ain't one. This thing has amazing bass tones too.
It's like Skrillex in a box.
You say?
It's like Skrillex in a box.
Skrillex in a box. That's right.
Thank you so much for showing us around your whole setup here. Why don't you play us out just a little bit here, and then we'll head on.
Got it. Let's see.